So after a not so successful campaign in Dubai, the Samoans are back rearing to go for the Cape Town Sevens. Now they are actually defending champs, beating New Zealand in last year's Cape Town final. They want to do it again, although there are improvements that will need to be made. And in this preview, we'll be looking through at the previous fixtures from Dubai, their upcoming fixtures for this leg of the Cape Town Sevens, the squad that has been announced, and then also at the end, a prediction for how far we think Samoa will be going. But we will start first of all with what happened last week. In the Dubai Sevens, the Samoans did finish 6th. They did get knocked out in the quarterfinals by Argentina and then were defeated by Ireland in their next contest. In the group stage, they were in an extremely tough group with New Zealand, South Africa and Canada. They managed to finish 3rd, and because there's only 3 pools rather than the 4, they went through as one of the best ranked 3rd place teams, and they did advance to those quarterfinals. But like I mentioned, they were defeated by Argentina 21 points to 14, so it was a relatively close game, but just getting away from them near the end of that contest. And then their game up against Ireland, I don't know what happened. It's as if maybe morale was low. The team weren't really firing as one. They were defeated 28 points to 7, which was by far their largest losing margin that they had throughout the Dubai Sevens. But this week, it is all different. A new leg, a new chance to try and make an impact. They are in a group alongside Australia, Canada, and New Zealand, so pretty much the same as what they had last week, with the exception, of course, of Australia coming in rather than South Africa. Their first game will be up against the Australians. That is at 9:06 p.m. New Zealand time on Saturday night. Should be an entertaining one. These two sides have had some pretty good battles over the years in the 7th circuit, and I have a feeling this one will be no different. Now, it's interesting because Australia were actually the other 3rd place team that made their way through to the quarterfinals, so maybe one of those two teams could end up in that exact same scenario. Their next game will be up against Canada. That is at 11:22 p.m. New Zealand time on the Saturday night. And then their last game up against New Zealand, 4:44 a.m. New Zealand time on the Sunday morning. It was a great game last time, 14 points to 12. Samoa almost were able to beat New Zealand, but once again in those final moments, New Zealand were able to get themselves the try. But looking through at the squad now, it is confirmed that they are going with the exact same squad as what they did have in the Dubai Sevens. A lot of teams have done this, such as Fiji, New Zealand, Australia, etc., all going with the exact same. So for the squad, it is going to be Vavasa Afasua, a man who we didn't see a huge amount of throughout the Dubai Sevens. I'm not sure if that was injury-based or more of the premise of giving a few of the new guys a chance to have a bit of a run early on in the season. Also, Fa'amaoni Jr. Lalomilo will still be in the side. BJ Lima, who I felt had a very good Dubai Sevens competition. Motu Opitai started scoring tries nice and early in the comp. Taitaifono Saneo Tavita, he was on debut last week, had a couple minutes under his belt. I'm sure want to build on that here. Taunuu Ulivaya, of course, going to be in the squad. Palacio Samuela Neula. Now, he was actually on debut for Dubai, but he didn't really look out of place. He did look like he had been on the circuit for a long time, playing some very good rugby along the way, and I am intrigued to see how he goes this week in the Cape Town Sevens. I feel like if it's anything like last week, though, he should be able to slowly improve on what he's already done, show exactly how dangerous he can be. Malakisi Masifau, another player who was able to get quite a few tries throughout the Dubai Sevens competition. Paul Eti Slater, we didn't see a huge amount of the vice-captain for Dubai. Paul Scanlon, he was extremely prominent, wearing that number 15 jersey, the headgear as well. You could always spot him on the field for Samoa, always moving and always creating chances for them. On attack, Alessa Pito, Alafipo, Fa'afoi Falaniko, Levi Milford was getting a few minutes. Normally in the second half, they were bringing him on the field as an impact player. And then Pasia Tuifua, the last man in the Samoan squad. But now we are up to that stage of the video where we try and predict how far Samoa will get in the Cape Town Sevens. Now, I would love to see a New Zealand-Samoa final to have a little bit of a replica of what happened in 2022. The difference here is they wouldn't be playing underwater. That game was one of the wettest Sevens contests we have seen in an extremely long time, but they managed to get through it, and Samoa managed to walk away with the victory. So I'd love to see Samoa do well, but from what we saw in those last two performances, one up against Argentina and one up against Ireland, I can once again see Samoa possibly getting knocked out in the quarterfinals. Now, that is without knowing who they would come up against although the chances are relatively high that they find themselves either up against Argentina again, Fiji, South Africa, New Zealand. There are a lot of good sides at the moment on the 7th circuit, and I just feel like Samoa, they're in that little bit of the rebuilding phase just before the Olympics, which they have qualified for, so I look forward to seeing where they progress from here. But do let me know how far you think Samoa will go in this competition. Also, who you think the key players will be for them throughout the matches. But thank you all very much for tuning in. We will be doing the live commentary of all of Samoa's games on the channel, so be sure to check that out. And I will see you all for the next one.